Welcome back to Jersey Matters. This state leads the country in foreclosures. Just in the last month, New Jersey foreclosures increased 8%. One solution is to sell your home before you foreclose. Here to talk more about that is Deborah Weiss, short sales specialist with Keller Williams Realty in New Jersey. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Let's go back to the basics before we get to the short sales and the solutions to foreclosure. How do people end up in foreclosure these days?
Well, they end up in foreclosure because they fall behind on their mortgage. They don't pay their mortgage for a number of reasons. They lose their job. They're going through a divorce. They're forced to, to sell the home and they can't pay for it anymore, or they're getting a job relocation out of the state. So
this doesn't relate back to the housing crisis of several years ago when people were going out and buying houses they couldn't afford or buying second homes.
Well, when people were buying homes, they qualified for the homes at that time. The housing market increased with regards to property values. People found themselves in trouble because they were taking out second mortgages to make other purchases because their home was worth more. They were using their home as an ATM machine. So when the property values declined, then they needed to sell their home for one of these reasons. They now owe what the property was worth at the height of the market. Say they purchased it for $300, then it was worth $550 in the height of the market, and they cashed out. Well, now they owe $550, and now that the house is worth $400, now they need to sell. Then the home is only, it's only worth $400, so there's the shortfall.
And it's worse in New Jersey than any other state. Is there an underlying reason to that? Is it because of property rates or property values? The
inflation of the property values rose in a year's period of time, probably 10 years worth of value. Okay, and then when the market dropped, we did not, because we rose so quickly, just did not come back to the high prices in 2007 that it was. So the prices didn't go back to that high number.
It's a horrible position to be in.
It is a horrible position.
When you feel like you're going to lose your home and lose all the value in your home through foreclosure. How can people dig their way out of that?
After you don't pay for 3 months, you go into what's called a list pendant status, and you don't have the option to negotiate with your bank anymore, pay a month or 2 months and get caught up. You have to bring your whole account into, up to arrearage with the legal fees, and that's where a lot of people struggle. So if they're unemployed for 6 months, they fall behind. They just can't catch up. And then the banks say, you have to pay me everything, or we start the foreclosure process. So it's very hard for them to catch up. Loan modification sometimes is an option for some people, but a lot of times they don't qualify to purchase their own home any longer, nor does the property appraise any longer. So banks are not going to remortgage a home that doesn't appraise for what people now owe on the home.
When we introduced you as a short sale specialist. What is a short sale? A
short sale is when I negotiate the sale of your home. For instance, you owe $500,000 on your mortgage. Your house is only worth $400,000. Okay, so I'll list your home. You need to do a short sale. You need to have a licensed realtor list your home on the open market, entertain the best possible offer, and when I get an offer, say I get an offer of $400,000, I then present the offer to your lender or lenders. In most cases, there are multiple lien holders on the properties, and each one has to be negotiated off. I then go to the primary bank and say, will you take $400,000? I know we owe you $500,000, but will you take $400,000 and release the seller of the total deficiency?
And you do this for a living. Most times, will they take less?
Yes.
But it does leave still the homeowner in a position where they're making absolutely no money. They're out of the debt, but they're not making any money. So why is it better to short sale if you're not going to make any money than just letting it foreclose and leave?
When you do a short sale, the sellers do not come to the table with any money. The real estate fees are paid by the bank, the real estate transfer tax is paid, attorney's fees are paid. So while they're not making any money, they don't have to shell out any money. And in a lot of cases, banks will give out a relocation assistance.
Does it help your credit if you short sale rather than go into foreclosure?
Yes, and the reason why it does is your credit is going down because of every single month that you don't make a payment. So that hurts your credit. As soon as you close and complete your short sale, that debt is no longer there, so the negativity is no longer continuing, and your credit begins to repair itself immediately.
It must be so difficult to deal with people who are about to lose their home, and you have to do it maybe on a weekly basis. How do you convince them that this really is the right option?
Yeah. It's very tough for them to to deal with that, and part of this whole process is getting people educated and knowing what their options are. A lot of people stick their head in the sand, or they get bad advice. A lot of people are told, just file bankruptcy and everything will be fine. Well, bankruptcy gets rid of the debt, but it doesn't transfer the ownership of the property. You have to sell the property, get it out of your name.
And there's so many horrible things that come along with that. There's possible sheriff sales. I mean, there's possible charges. They come after you for the rest of your life. So there's a clean slate usually is the best way. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
And people can find you online if they want to contact you?
www.shortsalespecialistnj.com.
Thank you so much. That's Deborah Weiss, short sale specialist with Keller Williams Realty in New Jersey. When we come back, coming up, monarch butterflies love New Jersey. We'll tell you why when Jersey Matters continues.